It's time for American Brain and Brawn, starring John Brinkus and Lacey Evans. It's time for American Brain and Brawn, starring John Brinkus and Lacey Evans.
All righty. Oh, looky here.
It's time
Look who it is.
for American
What are you doing, Miss Lacey Evans?
Hello, you nasty things. I'm doing what I do best, looking damn good, honey. How are you?
You know what? I would say that I look the same, but I'm not looking good right now.
Tell me something
and in terms of your,
sweetheart.
yeah, I mean, look, I came on, and the first thing you said was, "Look at your hair," and I'm like, "What's wrong with my hair?"
The whole universe out there can tell you. I check the messages, sweetheart, because you've got, if I had to count, at least 20 strands that went their own way today.
Look, but what's wrong with that? They're just independent. Doesn't make a difference.
Well,
You know what I mean? Like, so what? I'm married. I got 2 kids. Who else am I going to impress?
Well, starters for me, honey. American Brain and Brawn, showing how you conduct yourself, how you carry yourself, and you show up with hair follicles running away from your damn scalp. Come on.
All right. Well, listen. So I want to know something, Lacey. How have you been?
I mean, classy as ever. I've been rocking and rolling, lots of gardening, getting my motherly duties, wife duties, freaking entertainment duties down.
Right. All right.
Kicking everybody's ass, but you know what? We're alive and well and taking it one day at a time.
That's right. Now, where are you right now, Lacey? Every time that I call you, every time I talk to you, you're like, "Hey, I got to go feed my chickens. I got to go." Like, where are you right now?
I am on the farm in my home in South Carolina. The chickens are fed. My husband's fed. My daughter's bathed, sweetheart, like a limitless lady.
Yeah, your job is just feeding people and animals.
Yeah, and is there anything I can't do? And I'll answer that for you. Absolutely not.
They should, your whole family should be bringing you stuff. They should be, look, it should be the inverse. You should be doing your WWE stuff. Come home, sit on your throne, have everybody take care of you. It just doesn't seem like it rolls like that.
A mom's job is never done. And being a mother is priority. And then being a wife. And, I got stuff to do. I make sure my family's taken care of. And I make sure I can entertain at the same damn time. That's right. Women are capable of anything, honey.
That's right. I mean, if you want something done, give it to the busiest person, which would be you, and it'll get done, and it'll be awesome. So we have an incredible audience on Facebook right now. We've got Julie from Cincinnati. We've got Mike from Detroit. Those are very
like
close together. We have Philip from the UK. Are you you been over the UK a lot?
I've been over there a few times. It's not as good as the US of A, honey, but
well, that's right.
Thank you for joining
and I like how, did you get new sunglasses or glasses? Like, I want to see those things.
Let me put those bad boys on. Speaking of the US of A, Lord, look at me. I found these today while I was out and about shopping.
I love it. Look, I got my American flag flying right behind me. Isn't it pretty awesome how my flag just blows in the wind predictably? Like, it's perfectly hung.
It's better than your other green screen, sweetheart. Well, let's leave it at that.
Wow. You're going to call my other one nasty?
I mean, it was some random office that you didn't damn own with a big view that you probably have never been able to look at. But, keep this one. I like it.
That's right. All right. We got Peter from New Zealand. We got Jay from the Philippines.
Oh, wow. I've never been there.
I mean, we got people from all over the world. Everybody, and of course, everybody's sending you love. They don't care about me. That's fine. Stacy.
Hey, quiet real quick, John. This is for all my nasty things out there. Thank you for all the love. I love you guys more.
That's right. We've got Mariana from Colombia. Wow.
Oh, wow.
It just says Colombia. We have Juanita from Newark, Ohio.
Oh, wow. Nothing
Newark, Ohio. Right. And we've got Mateo says, I love the cowboy hat. Not sure what is that a cowboy hat?
Absolutely not. This is
I don't know. We need to send Mateo to hat class.
I know, Lord.
Exactly. All right. Well, listen, we have I want to get to our guest because we have someone who, between the two of us, I mean, you know the WWE world, and I know the world of entertainment really well, especially sports. And we were talking about who we want on as a guest, and a name came up just instantly. And the first time that we said his name, you said, "Oh my God, why didn't we have him on first?" And I don't know why. I'm not sure why. But why don't you give a little background about our guest?
All right. This individual really is an powerful, impactful, passionate, positive. I can go on and on all day long. On our show, American Brain and Brawn, we are all about positivity, hard work, mental discipline, and getting your ass kicked left and right, but continuing to look at the positive in life, look at the positive in every situation that you're in. And no matter how hard you get knocked down, finding out what you have to do to get the hell back up. And this man can not only tell you how, but tell you how he has done it. He's a passionate motivator. From the day I met this man, when he walked into the WWE Performance Center, I knew immediately he would be one of my mentors in my life, especially as a sports entertainer underneath WWE. And I mean, I honestly believe he'll be on this show more than once because of how much knowledge and empowerment he brings. He is a selfless individual, and love him to death.
Right. That's right. That's a pretty good introduction. Pretty good. I would say that he's among the most interesting, authentic, wonderful people that I've ever had the opportunity to spend some time with. I got to spend a couple days with him. We did a podcast, and I've been able to hang out with him a couple times, and he's just he's amazing. We keep using the word he. I want to make sure that we have it all hooked up, and I'm going to see if he comes on our screen to make sure it's all linked up. But I'm going to say, ladies and gentlemen, here is the man, the myth, the legend, Diamond Dallas Page. Let me see if he appears on the screen. Yes, he does. Look at that.
Magic.
Totally magic.
Thank you for that.
Diamond Dallas Page, thank you so much for joining us on American Brain and Brawn. You represent both of those things.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
That's right. So, Diamond Dallas, tell me this. You have a lot of people who know you know what you've sort of been through in your past. And present days, man, you've had a little bit of a rough go. Give us the update of where you are and what happened, because it's a story that I'm not sure everybody knows right now.
I just put it out there yesterday that, I've been very cautious over this whole COVID thing, mainly because I'm 64 years young. I'm still a Ferrari, but I got 998,000 miles on me. So I really do watch how I live my life, from how I train to the food I put in my body to the story I tell myself. And when I started seeing this COVID thing hit, as soon as I shut down Italy, I sat down with my girlfriend, Paige, my daughter, Brittany, who lives with us, and my little granddaughter, who at the time was 4 months old. And I said, okay, we're going to take this really serious. I know, that you guys probably aren't really thinking like this. And I said, this is what could happen. And I laid out like the future, like 6 months, 9 months, a year from now. And they were like, stop being so negative. I go, negative? I go, I'm not being negative. I'm preparing for what could be the worst. And just know with the knowledge that no matter what happens, I can handle that. So I need you guys on track. I want you, first of all, to just, let's find out about this stuff. So I found out about washing the hands, and we took it to a whole different level of me and my daughter Brittany did a whole video on how to go shopping. Now everybody's getting stuff delivered from Amazon, etc. What do you do with the boxes? Because it lives on certain surfaces. So we took it seriously, but we also had fun with it. When Jake the Snake Roberts came and stayed with us, I put him in quarantine over Easter for 6 days, and we made videos of it, and it was really fun, but it was serious, and Jake didn't have it. So boom, then he came into our home. And anybody who came over had to have masks and gloves, and, you know, because we had people working on our home. So we wanted to make sure everything was there. So the bottom line is, at some point, you know, they started pulling away the restrictions. So they were opening up gyms, opening up, hair salons, et cetera, et cetera. And I got a call from TMZ, and they were like, hey, man, you've got the greatest workout for home. Everybody's stuck at home. Will you come on Harvey Levin and talk about it on his sports show? I'm like, absolutely. So I came and I did that. And then the next day, the governor of Georgia pulled back a lot of the restrictions because he wanted people to get back to work, which I totally understood. And TMZ called me right back. They were like, hey, will you come on and talk about, like, are you going to open up your place? And I'm like, no, I've got young people and older people. So no, I'm not going to do that. And they're like, will you come on and talk about it? So I was like, sure. Well, they wanted me to be like, they wanted to put me in, I fixed it, baby. Thank you. They wanted to put me in a position where I was like bashing the governor. I know the governor. I voted for him. I'm not going to bash him, but I'm not going to put over what he's talking about either. On my side, I'm going to move with caution. And that's how I left it. And they were like, so what do you think will happen 3 months from now? I go, that's what we're going to see. But in the meantime, I'm going to move with caution, err on the side of caution. Then Anderson Cooper's people called me. They heard me talk. They wanted me to talk about it. Again, that was one of the best shows. I had so much fun with him. I had him laughing and everything. And again, I walk down the middle. I'm not red. I'm not blue. I'm an American. I'm the every guy. I hate politics, period. I just walk down the middle and I say how I feel on either side. I'm not taking anybody's side. I'm just focused on my own stuff. So the bottom line is, I told the same thing to him, that I think the governor's a good guy. He's just trying to put people back to work. We'll see if it works out. Well, the bottom line is, hasn't really worked out, because the numbers, zoom, went through the roof. But right before they went through the roof, I was feeling pretty good. I'm thinking, well, no one's really complaining. The numbers aren't jacking up. I want to get some stem cells put in my shoulders and my knees. And I got a good friend of mine up in Baltimore, Life Med Institute, who gives me stuff for cost. And those stem cells are seriously expensive. So he hooks me up. So I want to go up there and get them done. Then I want to meet Paige's family, and I want to go over to see my own family in New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and then come home. We did, no problems. Wore the mask on the airplane, wore the gloves, did the stuff, felt great. And then my girlfriend Paige and my daughter Brittany went to my other daughter Kimmy's bridal shower. 16 women there. Everybody feels comfortable with everybody, so no one's wearing masks. 3 days later, Paige gets hit. And then I get hit. And then we realize that, someone at the bridal shower had COVID.
So, hey, DDP, tell me this. When you say you got hit, I mean, how instantaneous was it? Was it all of a sudden? Did it take a day or two?
It took a couple of days. And I saw Paige get hit first. And I'm already sleeping with her. So, I know whatever she's got, I got. Now, here's what I learned. For starters, when you get COVID or one of those other strains, and this is why I put the video out yesterday and had you guys watch it, because I wanted to, because you don't know, the fake news is everywhere. And an election year, you don't know who to believe. We got to believe in each other and take experiences that we know are real. And I know anybody who hears anything come out of my mouth, it's real. I'm not making anything up. I'm not coloring it one way or the other. The bottom line is I started to feel sick, and when I would try to sleep, things were happening to me where I felt like Big Show. And Lacey knows Big Show. It's like he grabbed a hold of my spine, and he was really mad at me, and he wasn't going to let it go. Trying to sleep like that, it was in so much pain, discomfort, my breath. Now, I have a bad throat. I lost my voice last year for 7 weeks. I was this close to a tracheotomy. And bottom line is, I'm real cautious with it. I do voice exercise every day. So breathing, here goes right down through your throat. So I was a little anxious about that. As I'm feeling this, like I can't sleep. When you can't sleep, you can't heal. So as I'm going through this, Paige is like so restless this night, and I could tell she didn't sleep hardly at all. What had happened to her, she had gone from the high fever, which I only went up to 100. She was at 102.4 every day for like 7 days. It'd come up, we pull it down. It'd go up, we pull it down. And when we pulled it down, then she got freezing, like so cold. One of my other friends who was at this bridal shower, she was so cold, she had 2 hair dryers under her covers. She got 4 covers on top of her, and she can't get warm. Well, Paige, when I heard that, I went and got 2. I had my daughter, Brittany. Now, Brittany's the only one who gets nothing. She's like a vampire. She's like I said, she's like walks among the lepers. No COVID, no nothing. It takes care of everybody. Thank God. So the bottom line is I had her go out and get, I ordered from Amazon, heating pads, and I put them under Paige. So at any point in time, she could turn up 1, 2, or 3. So the bottom line is it was rough. It was 12 days till we started to feel a turn. Maybe it was 11 days when we started to feel a turn. Now, also why I'm doing this, I don't know if you're familiar with IV bags, but you fill them with vitamins, vitamin C, glutathione. My ex-wife had cancer. I took her to Mexico to heal her. I learned all about those vitamin bags and how important they are to build your immune system. Now, one of the reasons I don't believe I got as sick as Paige, I had gone 8 weeks in a row before this thing hit me. So bottom line is,
so do you think that those work? In your opinion, so now we know what you've been through. Did the mask not work? Was it just that one time? Because like you said, you were wearing the gloves, you were wearing the mask, you were traveling safe. There was one instance where you really mingled without the mask around family. And what would you tell the people out there listening who are petrified of COVID, that are doing the best that they can, not from the jump to stop it, because like you said, you were wearing the mask, you were wearing the gloves. The IV bags, did they help?
But they weren't. It's kind of like, and I'm going to use this example. It's probably not the best example, but it's super accurate. It's kind of like AIDS. If you've been with one person and they've been with 30, and those 30 have been with 30, you've been with all of them. If you're in a group of people and you want to be sure you don't get it, like just that mask helps, but you've got to get the ones that's called, that whatever the masks are, that have the real filter in them. So what goes out doesn't hurt anybody, but what comes in doesn't hurt anybody. Right. So where I will go after having this, 12 days, Lace, it kicked my ass. Right. And it made me weak.
Yeah, we've got parents out there that don't have, like you and I are blessed that, if we really need to hunker down and barricade ourselves, we have that option. But for the millions of Americans out there that are considered not only essential, but they have no choice but to get out there and make a living to provide for their families.
I agree.
They can't get the IV bags. They can't, but what they can do is upgrade their masks, like you said, and, just wish for the best, keep a positive mindset because, you're out here looking better than ever. You push through. Your family seems to be okay now. And that's just motivating to hear that. We're sitting here with a man who it kicked your ass for 12 days, but now you're talking and ready to get back at it and rock and roll. So it's either way. That advice does help because, like I said, so many people don't have that option. And that's where we're sitting at. We can't stop. People just cannot stop America from running. So the only thing we can do is hear your advice, hear other people that's been through it, and what would you change? What did you go through? And freaking what can we do to keep on and freaking keep America spinning, rocking and rolling, and do the best we can every day. So, I'm glad you're still here, man.
I think it proves also, okay, I'm 64. I'm not your average 64-year-old guy, but I'm 64. And I'm just so thankful that Tom Hanks, when he got it, and he's about 55, I was just so thankful to God that he was okay because that guy is a national treasure. I love that guy. So I also wanted them to see, because you don't see a lot of people out there who, that are older that are saying, I got it. So I wanted to lead by that example and let them know, if you want to be smart, wear a mask. And if the other guy's not wearing it, then they're not wearing it. But, I'm not going to, bring them into my house, know.
And, you said something, I'm not your average 4, right?
Right, yeah.
But, you're telling, if you want to be smart, let's talk about freaking your health here. You know what I mean? Because I think, COVID, yes, you made good points and the mask, but let's put your health first and foremost before you catch it. You know what I mean? Start thinking about, if God forbid that happened to you, what kind of health are you in? Because you take that into consideration way before any of this outbreak came, way before the world is like it is today. And thank God you did, because what if you wouldn't have? What if you wouldn't have the body that you have now because of the work you put in, because you realize how important health is, self-care, mental health, everything that you embody. Imagine what COVID would have done to you. And I feel like just like that, you not only can stand here and tell the world what you went through and how to stop it or slow it down, but the importance of health, because a lot of people are scared of COVID, but what are they doing for their bodies to make sure that they are in top physical health that they possibly can be in? And that's a whole nother can of worms in itself. But man, people need to realize that this is their only body and that they need to think about that, because like you said, you're not your average 64, but why is that? Because of the time you put in to take care of yourself.
Lacey, you couldn't be any right on the money. And it's not just working out. Working out, I always say, is 10% of the equation. What you eat, what you put in your body is another 10% of the equation. But the 80% is right here between your ears. It's about the story you tell yourself. And I only eat healthy, delicious food. And when you eat healthy, and I'm talking about, I don't eat gluten, I don't eat dairy, I don't eat GMOs, I eat organic, or as our great grandparents used to call it, food.
Right.
And it heals you. It keeps you strong. It helps build your immune system for things like this COVID thing. And there's going to be a bunch of different strains on it out there. And our world has changed. It's kind of like that jerk off that put the bomb in his shoe and he went through, and now in TSA, unless you're a frequent flyer, that they put all the, checked on your everything FBI backstory on you, you got to take your shoes off.
Right.
It changed. 9/11, everything changed. Well, 2020, it's changed again. So what's really crazy is I was watching another show last night on Stars called Counterpoint, and it's two alternate universes again. and there's a commercial, and at some point that's all these kids at a park, and at some point the kid starts coughing. Now this was filmed in 2016. When the kid starts coughing, all the other kids back off, put on their masks.
Right.
And it's like a commercial that's in this show about kids and family putting on their masks. I couldn't believe it. Like it gave me goosebumps.
Tell me, Dallas, tell me this. So like in Asia, it's very popular to wear a mask. And a lot of friends as we're all talking about, okay, what's the world going to look like? What's going to happen? People are saying, like, look, over in, even in Hong Kong on smoggy days, like people whip out their masks, they put it on, especially in Beijing, they wear masks all the time. Do we think that that's the future? Like, is COVID, now that you've been there and done that, do you feel like, look, this is way worse than the flu? This is way worse than anything else that I've ever had? Or is it just another flu that everyone needs to just be cognizant of?
If you're young, this is a flu on super steroids. Okay? When you can get it and have it for days and not know it, or the words people have heard now lately, asymptomatic. I think that means you have it, but you have no symptoms. So you can give it to other people. So does that sound like anything we've ever dealt with before? Like, if people are not smart, if people do not make the smart choice for not just them, but for their families and for the other people, well, who knows? And so they come up with a vaccination, which is, I haven't taken any vaccines because I don't believe in that stuff. It's my own personal thing. I want to put real food in me. But now, for the first time ever, I'm looking at something and I go, oh, if they come up for a vaccine for this, I might use this one. So,
but don't you think you have antibodies now?
No, they said take. Now, this is one of the things. What do you believe? Again, if there was a guy, Lacey, back when I was a kid, and when he was maybe not close to it, his name was Walter Cronkite. He was the anchor on the news. When he spoke to you, he spoke to you about the truth. It wasn't one station trying to stick up for the other candidate and the other station fighting each other. It was one guy, and we all listened to him because we knew what he was saying was real. When the Wall Street Journal was bought by, I believe it's Murdoch or whatever, one of those titans of money, when they bought that, I knew our news was completely over. And what do you believe on the internet?
You know what I believe? I believe that self-sufficiency, y'all listen out there, you nasties. Y'all better go get some chickens. You better start your garden. You better learn how to get out there, make your own damn food. Right now, as we speak, I can go out there and get enough eggs and chicken meat and green beans and potatoes and tomatoes and freaking strawberries for dessert and pick some blueberries and call it a day. But that's going to take care of myself. Like, start implementing some of those things. It's family time. You're not locked up in your damn house watching TV and giving your children cell phones. You're going out there as a family. You're actually working on work ethic, and you're bringing in something healthy and sustainable, and you don't got to worry about having to run to Walmart, throwing on a mask, and freaking buying food, because that's pretty much where we're at right now, and it's possible. Buy some seeds and freaking take care of yourselves.
I totally agree with Lacey, and here's something that's interesting. And DDP, you hit on this. Who do we believe? Like, what's the truth? And it is like, I mean, obviously, I'm old enough to remember Walter Cronkite, and I'm old enough to remember the night when people used to watch the news. You had the 5 o'clock news, the 6 o'clock news. And you used to watch the news. News wasn't entertainment. It was something where you got information, and it was generally information that everybody then sort of coalesced around, and the public had an opinion on it. Now you're being delivered an opinion, and everybody's trying to sort out what's the fact. And it's an interesting thing of asking, well, what do we believe? Now, DDP is here to tell us that, okay, COVID is bad. I mean, he clearly is not left and right. He's an American. He's right down the middle. He doesn't have a political agenda at all. Right. My question to you is, as someone who has been there and done that, and you believe that the country is forever going to be changed, which I agree with 100%. I think this is the equivalent of 9/11, it's the equivalent of something that everything is going to be changed. How do you think it's going to be changed for the better?
I think that remains to be seen. And, this has been like the perfect storm when you consider everything that's happened, from the COVID, the quarantine, the Michigan fiasco of Floyd and the knee on the back of the neck to protests. I mean, this has been the most insane, perfect storm. I think at some point, like Lacey just said, first of all, I watch Lacey's stuff. I was a fan of her as a person, as a human being, the moment that we first talked. And I watched how she was with her family and her girls and her husband, her little girl, and just being the mom. And like, first thing Brittany did is we put a whole garden up on our upper loft. That's the first thing we did. Being self-sufficient. We went and stored up with everything. Like I'm literally stored. And do I go to the degree of, I'm also I got plenty of ammo too, because you never know where it's going to go. And I know how to use it. And the bottom line is that also brings everything to me down. Like, so now I can just coast and listen and take what I want out of the lies that come at me. I mean, I hate that it's an election year on top of everything, because that just makes it times 10, of the lies. So you just got to be smart and surround yourself with positive people.
Amen.
Like-minded people, health-minded people,
right.
The people who are like partying and out and doing love you, but want nothing to do with you right now.
Right.
We'll find a way to survive. There is a blip of light at the end of this dark tunnel, which got darker and darker and darker, as we've gone on. But the light is there, man. I'll tell you what, I just watched, and Lacey being a former Marine, no one knows it more than her about war and all of that. But we still have it really good. Like, if you go back to World War II, which is on Netflix, they did a color version and footage that's never been seen. It was one of the greatest documentaries I've ever seen. And what those poor people, who lived in Germany and England and France and Italy, and what happened to their homes and how everything just got, bombed and taken away from them, they survived. And they thrived. Like, we will get to the other side of this. Do I have the answer? No.
I feel like, nobody has the answer, but in my opinion, with the way things are going, and none of us here are professionals, but at the end of the day, I honestly believe that we're just going to have to slow down a little bit and have more compassion and empathy for each other. It's going to take the American people to really slow down even with the technology, because you said all those lies coming in and the filters that we have within our mindset. Who the hell knows? Nobody. So what do you have control over right now? That's your family. That's your home front. That is the ability to maybe get off of social media a little bit. Get outside in the dirt with your family. Start building and creating. Get a chicken. Get some eggs. Start planting a few seeds. Like, get out there and slow down, because we don't know where this is going. This is just my opinion. I know that it's something that me and my family have been doing, but it brings us closer. And the mindset of not watching so much of the who, what, when, where, why, what if, is this true, is this not? You know what? I'm outside. I'm planting my plants. I'm being observant of the human beings around me. You know what I mean? You've got to have the mask. So you're looking around, more compassion and empathy, not knowing what they're going through, because life is hard right now. Millions of people have lost their jobs. And as you look around, it opens your eyes to, is that one of them? Is this person okay? Like, America is having it rough right now. And I honestly believe, with the social media, with the news, with the politics and the fact that with the chain of command and everything else, just shut it off get with your family, get outside a little more, open your eyes and look at your fellow Americans and kind of have a different mindset for a while. Let's slow down and consider each other and just hunker in home and just off with the social media, unplug a little bit more than you normally do, and let's build America back up to have that love and that work ethic and just that compassion again. I think that, like you said, there's good to everything in life, and there is some good in this if you really think about it and try to picture it and have that mindset.
And DDP, let me ask you this. I want to jump in on this. You go ahead.
Let me say, I just want to say something she has said there. Like, our family got closer over this, because you really, and one of the things I said in my video that was talking about everything we just talked about, that I put out there, it was said we got to be good to each other. We gotta love each other. We gotta take care of each other. And it's not just about the ego and I don't want to do this. The angry people, I don't have time for them. I have time for people who want to bond and are like-minded, and want to do the right thing. Because we need people right now. Between the insanity that's going on, especially in our country, we need to start to come back together here. I don't know if we need aliens to come out of the sky for us all to go forget the nonsense and come together, because maybe that's what we need.
Think of COVID as the damn aliens. You know what I'm saying? Like, if that's what, think of that for the shock factor. That, and with everything else going on in the world, we've got the LGBT community, we've got the Black Lives Matter movements. We have so much going on right now. And think about COVID as being that shock factor where everybody is just like, whoa, let's go back to the basics. Let's slow down. Let's consider each other, be more compassionate, loving, and up the work ethic, self-sustainability, and just coming back to the way things used to be. I feel like it's just a good idea, because like you said, especially right now with social media, and that's a whole nother topic, but life is too short, man, to be sitting here and wallowing in this negativity, in this cesspool of all the bad. And, because there is so much good. And like, I'm I don't know about aliens, but damn, COVID is pretty damn close, because Lord knows it's taking over everything. They say
you're right.
If you ate dirt as a child, COVID don't mess with you. I've been digging in the dirt since I was a baby, honey, so I'm hoping that works. Hey, hell, maybe that works. Y'all go out there and eat some dirt, damn it. Maybe it'll get your food system up.
DDP, listen to this. I think one thing that's going to get us through this, and one thing that I think we all can agree on, is certainly this has brought everyone closer in terms of, who your friends are, who you want to hang out with, who you want to stay in touch with, who you can depend on. And, when I had the chance to meet you, it's like, how it's like, look, you click with someone, you either do or you don't, right away. And you're the kind of human being who, once you make friends with Diamond Dallas Page, you've got a friend for life. Everybody knows that you'll stand in front of a truck for people, and you're that kind of guy. You've given the world the gift of DDP yoga. You've given us the gift of entertainment. You've given us the wisdom of opening yourself up and saying, look, I'm a flawed hero, but I am a hero. Like, you are a hero to people, and you've made your mistakes. You've made your, you have carved your path, and you're just an incredibly inspiring human. And you're 60-something years old. And when you said you're not the normal 60-something, you're not the normal 30-something. It's like you're superhuman. One of the and I mean this seriously, one of the things that is coming out of COVID is seeing how someone like Lacey Evans is an unbelievable role model. The story of Lacey Evans is amazing. The energy of Lacey Evans is amazing. She's somebody where the WWE is kind of taken hold and like leading the charge and making sure that people are still entertained and still have something to look forward to. And they, they very, very carefully pick the people who they feel are good role models, gonna represent the brand very well. And Lacey's amazing. What is your feeling when you met Lacey? Because the second that I met Lacey, I was like, this is a special human being.
I've got her in all of her South Carolina dirt talk, because she came up to me and we had just finished the session, and I just didn't do the session as far as, we're working out. I'm also going to inspire you. I'm going to leave you with many, many things to think about. And because out of the 100 of WWE future performers, there's going to be 3, 5, maybe 8, but there's going to be 3 that really step up and get a spot. And they're watching everyone there, from how they treat other people, to their work ethic in the ring, to what time they come in, what time they leave. And when she came up to me just after we got done, she went off on a bit of a rant about how they wanted everyone to do regular yoga. And I don't even let anybody call DDP yoga yoga. DDP yoga I'm good with. I brand everything DDPY. Why? Because I want people to stop calling it just yoga, because it's not. Now, she had done yoga, and it did not really affect her in a positive way. And she was very upset about it. With point where she got up, walked away. And this is a girl doesn't walk away from anything, but she had walked away and sat over in the corner like, I'm not doing that. And it cost her. It cost her, where she had to work back to get back to it. And she surpassed it, because once we had talked and she had told me what she had gone through, and I'm listening to this girl's energy, her authenticity of who she really is, the Marine, the mom, the wife, and how in the beginning, when she first got there and everybody came in all puffed out, looking like, walking tall, so standing good ought to be in Hollywood looks. And she's like, God, what am I even doing here? Well, when I heard her talk, I wish I had a camera filming the whole thing, because it was so magical. I knew she was going to be a huge star in the business. Like, I knew it. I told her it. I told her, I said, whatever you need from me, all you have to do is pick up the phone. I'm there. I'll help you. I'll guide you. When they brought her up there, like, I expected her to get a push, which means, like, we're going to come in and give you an opportunity. They didn't give her an opportunity. They pushed her right to the top. I was even shocked that it was as high as it was, but you just don't get that given to you. You got to earn it. Every single person, from Sylvester Stallone to Rupert Murdoch, I don't care, Vince McMahon, I don't care who it is, Oprah Winfrey, they will tell you, you have to work for it. There is no magic pill. Your success is opportunity, and preparation. That's what luck is. Opportunity and preparation. How much work have you put in? And when I saw her, now, granted, I've seen her work down at the PC, but I'd never seen her work this main event match that she's going in front of 20,000 people. And she did that thing where she jumped from the second rope, spun, landed on the top rope, and flew back and nailed it perfect. I was like a grandfather, a father, a grandfather. My heart grew 5 times size. I was like, oh my God, to take the guts, to put it all out there. She could have slipped if she hadn't put the work in, but she did. And she knew she owned it, and she did it. So, humongous fan. Matter of fact, on my wall here, I have a picture right under Ric Flair and Snoop Dogg of a push-up contest. There's another girl that's up there now, Shayna Baszler. She's a badass too, real life badass. This is a picture of me and Lacey and Shayna. One of the things that we do in DDP yoga Like I invented 3-second, 5-second, 10-second push-ups. Like where you lower for 5 seconds, you hold 3 inches off the ground for 5 seconds, and then you push up 5, 4, 3, 2. That's 1. These two ladies did 17, not
Wow.
7, not 10. 10 is ridiculous. Not 15, 17 5-second push-ups. And I stopped them because they were both, you could see they were at that spot where I just think that you both win. You both win.
Yeah. You stopped them because you didn't want to get beat that much worse. So,
I wasn't doing it with them. I would have been out by then, Mick. A really good chance I'd have been out. Yeah, I'm the 10-second guy, but that was again work ethic.
That's right. Lacey, jump in here.
Lord. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't a fan of yoga. Like, obviously DDP is definitely not that, but we did yoga in WWE, and it was not only for mental, but, stretching and everything else. But when it comes to mental health, something about just sitting there from the beginning, it just really bothers me. I've got, anger and I don't want to sit there and think about, I can't just clear my mind like that. And they want me to relax, and I work, I plan, I plot, I freaking go after stuff in my life. I don't sit there. The minute it's complacency kills, and I'm telling you that right now. In a steady mind or an idle mind is the devil's handiwork. I don't like to just sit there, and I hated it. I hated it so bad because it brought up all of the things that I've been through a lot in my life, man. And I don't want to sit there like this and think about it. So when he introduced DDPY to me, I was like, this is not that, because it's literally your mind focused on not only the mental health part of it, the motivation, but the like strength of it. You know what I mean? And I love that side. So I wasn't a fan of yoga, but this wasn't yoga. And when I met him and I started talking to him about it, my passion just came out, talking about what I've been through and where I want to be in my life. And he saw that, and he's right. Nothing is handed to you, not in life, not in regular careers, not when I worked at Subway, not when I was a CNA, not when I was in the United States Marine Corps. Nothing in my life, and not in WWE, has been handed to me. And, I'm passionate, and I'm proud to say that I worked my ass off, and I continue to do so, not only as a wife, not only as a mother, a sports entertainer, on American Brain and Brawn, and just trying to motivate people and impact people positively. And that's, and I just take it one day at a time, and I do everything that I possibly can to work hard and get those opportunities so I can show the world what people are capable of if they just don't stop trying. So, he's
it's pretty amazing. So everybody check this out. Look, if you don't know what DDPY is, go to DDP Yoga. You can type in DDPY. It'll take you to the site. It's pretty amazing. DDP's got just so many success stories of people who have changed their lives forever. And yoga is one of those things where a lot of people misunderstand it. They're not sure what to think of it. DDPY specifically is kind of like the athlete's yoga, something that's a little more active. It's sort of like what you think about as yoga. I think that Diamond Dallas is right to say it's DDPY. That's what it is, because yoga has kind of like a definition already that I don't think that you can sort of just say, no, not that yoga, this yoga. So it is its own thing. I encourage everybody to go sign up for it. He's incredible, and he has such a massive community. So please, if you have not, if you're not part of DDPY, become part of the DDPY family, because first of all, you get to hang out with Diamond Dallas a lot, and second of all, you're going to get in amazing shape.
And you don't have to.
How do you like that for a plug?
Get the app. I'm telling you right now, especially being home right now and everything else, you don't have to be an athlete to do any of this. I mean, if you have any injury or something that's bothering you, and really, I mean, like I said, life's hard. It's going to kick your ass regardless. Find something that is not only motivational, but physically beneficial, and across the board. You don't have to be an athlete for this.
One of the things too, and I always forget to say something about it, but you had it up there behind you, so it's flashing. It is always. I've been to Iraq 3 times, Afghanistan once to see the troops. It's something I did. I didn't do it with WWE. I did it on my own. And I spent 13 days at a time. And at the end of every day, I would end up on some FOB somewhere, field operation base, and I would do the program with everybody. 100 plus guys, and some women there as well, who were over in Iraq and Afghanistan. And coming out of that, now that I have the app, and anybody wants to try the app, it's 7 days free, so you can try. It costs you nothing. But military, it's not just on Veterans Day do we have a sale. Like right now, I have a 20% sale for everybody. But if you are military, any part of the military, it is 50% off always, every single day. I never do that. I never do that. I never go higher than 25 or 30%. And that's like special holidays or special Christmas thing. But I never go over. But for military, every single day is Veterans Day at ddpy.com.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Well, listen, I wanted to, we need to wrap things up here because we can't take more of DDP's time because we got to have you on again. So you
schedule me.
We didn't even start.
We're going to schedule you over and over. Exactly.
We had to get through the crazy COVID stuff first. Because there is hope. There is this. We will come to the other side. It is not World War II. That was really, really, really hard. And everybody built everything back. So we will get through this. There is light at the end of the tunnel. We've just got to, what Lacey said, what John said, we've got to come together. We've got to care about each other. We need to put our personal, if you don't believe you should wear a mask, no problem. Then just wear it for people who you think do need it. Just be compassionate. Be compassionate. Be compassionate.
Yep.
Well, listen, Diamond Dallas Page, you are amazing. Lacey Evans, you are amazing. And I am what they refer to as extraordinarily average. So I'm proud of that, though.
You said it, honey.
Exactly. If you're going to be great at something, pick it. I'm great at being average. So there you go. Guys, we're wrapping up the show. Thank you so much. We're going to be back next Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern with another amazing guest. DDP, you're the best, honestly. We're so glad you made it through this.
John, it's been your pleasure. Lacey, love you, baby.
Love you too,
you look marvelous. Marvelous.
All righty. God bless, guys. Herbert, I'm going to play our commercial on the way out. God bless, guys.
Thank you, guys. Great job. Thank you.
In the world of today, strength and power lies with the legendary overlord of all knowledge, the Castle Master. He holds all the keys, all of them, which is why Kill Cliff, the clean energy drink company, is tickled that the Castle Master has joined our award-winning customer service team.
Hi, is the Castle Master there?
Go for the cast mask.
What are we doing? Okay.
Cast mask here, go ahead. Yes, this is cast mask. Go ahead.
My name is Charlie Boston, sir. How are you today?
Oh, I'm great. How are you?
Are you looking for Viagra and Cialis, sir?
Viagra and Cialis? No, not today, but I'll tell you what. Do you guys have any Kill Cliff?
Sorry?
Do you have any Kill Cliff?
No, sir. We only need it in the Viagra and the
Well, then what the hell do I want with you? Unbelievable.
awesome new flavors, awesome new cans, and an awesome new customer service representative. Kill Cliff. Own it.